Is it time?
Hello. I think we're having some technical difficulties, so if you can hear us, we're sorry.
And welcome back to FloCheer Radio, your weekly 30-minute podcast where we talk all things all-star cheer and dance. I'm Jessica Baker.
I am Megan Motley.
And I'm Emily Schmidt.
And that was a fun intro. I don't know if you heard us breathing, but we were trying to go live, and we're like,
there was a little technical difficulties. So,
and if it wasn't weird, I'm sorry for making it weird just now. Now we're back.
Yeah.
Either way. Oh, guys, we have so much to talk about. We're back from Worlds. We missed you, so
very much.
Hopefully you missed us.
Or you saw us there.
Yeah,
we saw most of you.
It was so much fun.
Yeah, it was good. We have a good show today. We're going to be talking about highlights. We're going to talk about brackets, who we had in our bracket, who won our little bracket challenge.
Memorable moments.
All the things.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about all the things, guys. But one of the things that's really exciting, we have a special guest, but we don't want to give it away, so...
It's very special.
Yep, we're going to give you a couple of hints, though. So a couple of hints so you can guess who it is. So we coached 2 teams that globed at Worlds this year, right?
Yes.
He used to cheer on cheetahs and wildcats. And then also, let me pull up this pic real quick. Okay, you can't see his face, and if you're listening, I'm sorry, but you can't see his face, but he has a crazy pike jump, okay? So his face is hidden. All right, now that's it. You can't look at it anymore. That's it. But that's our hint
that's
for
your
who
hint.
Our guest is.
You will hear his voice soon.
Yep, so you have to stick around to the end of the show because he will have lots of really good stuff for us.
Yes, and I wish he was here because we need to see those jumps in person. Wow.
I know. Incredible.
Let's get into it.
Yep.
World's moments, the wild moments.
Where do we even begin?
Well, I actually have somewhere I would like to begin.
Tell us, Megan.
I brought a special
Yes.
to the show. This is a gift from A Team. It was my favorite.
If you guys are listening, this is oh wow.
I'm wearing it.
I think it's
because
a nightgown.
it's only right.
Yes.
And it's
It was A Team.
uniform.
They wore these at Worlds and over their uniforms, and it's like those.
It was their end of year gift. It's a sleep shirt.
Yeah,
but it's
I was
sublimated
like,
and it's so comfortable.
Yes.
No, they wanted sleep shirts.
For those of you watching, like, you know those shirts that have the little bikini
beach
bodies?
bodies.
Yeah. It was like that, but it's the A Team uniform.
That's the best thing I've seen. We'll post a picture later just in case y'all can't see this.
So
wow.
in honor of Worlds 2018, I am wearing this the whole podcast.
That's pretty epic. I have one of those as well. Thank you, A Team.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you
Such
very
a
much.
good gift.
Oh my gosh.
Well, let's dive right into it, ladies.
Thanks for that surprise.
You're welcome.
I didn't expect
I didn't tell them, and I got here early, and I sat on it, so they wouldn't know I had it.
I was wondering why you ran right in here.
I did. I was like, "Ooh, I got to get in here before they see it." Yeah. So yeah, I've been sitting on that for the past like 20 minutes. No big deal.
Good.
One of our first actual moments we were going to talk about now that we're back on script.
Yeah.
Shark Week.
Yes. So
Shark
Worlds. Yeah, Worlds. You could just call it Shark Week.
And not really Shark Week, but it
But
kind of was.
SSX and
top.
the Great Whites on top, and I mean, to me, I saw both of those coming.
Dun-dun, dun-dun. Sorry, I would have queued up the music.
There's a shark in the water.
But yeah,
awesome.
and then
All
Great
season
Whites,
long.
they won the Canadian Worlds Trials semifinals. They were in second.
Yep, to Flyers, right?
Yep. And then they came back in finals and ended up on top. So that was really exciting. I kind of liked that little bit of drama that made the
just
win
handed to them.
Right. That made the win even more fun.
Yeah.
In other news, we had Black Ops back-to-back.
Yeah, they've never gone back-to-back before, so they were really excited about that. This is their third win.
And that's one of the gyms that you got to go kind of like get the sneak peek. So we knew you kind of knew some things heading into it.
They weren't there yet when I was there. Like they weren't they didn't peak yet, which is a good thing.
Yeah, and it's all about
Timing.
peaking at the right time. And, you know, when you came back and just showed me the way that they were practicing and you had those little video clips and stuff, that was honestly what convinced me. I was like, okay, I think Black Ops happen again this year.
Well, they were like seriously doing every single detail.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They were
Breaking it
practicing
down.
like smiling and timing and like, you know what I mean? And so it's like when you're finessing those details, that really means like you're confident in your skills and your routine and you're really in a good spot heading into Worlds, at least to me.
Yes.
I agree.
Totally.
Yeah, I was excited for them. My friends from Cali.
Me too. And,
Congrats.
you know, I predicted them in my Worlds bracket, so I was also excited for them. And
You might have just seen a
for
little
those of you keeping track at
peek of
home.
this. Well, hold on. First,
Oh.
Oh,
our
check it
next
out.
moment.
yes. World Cup.
Yes, you probably just saw a little sneak peek of it.
The
But
way
now
that
we're ready to
they-
talk about it.
The way that they elevated that theme.
Yep.
Yeah, so if
That
you
works.
are just listening and not watching, World Cup Shooting Stars came out with so many new props to go along with their circus theme at Worlds. They brought back a red jacket, just like they had in
that
Jersey
was so
Boys.
cool.
So their center flyer was wearing a red jacket as the ringleader. And then they had signs at the end of their dance, and that really just kind of tied the whole theme together.
Well, and the crazy thing about the jacket, after someone told me they were doing it in the routine, I looked and I was like, "Wait, how'd she get it on? Wait, how did she get it on?"
I
was
know.
like, it was so fast. It was
Yeah.
like magic. Like her,
They
was it her
transitioned it
back
really
spot that
quickly.
pulled it off of her, for the jacket.
Yeah.
really
That was
quickly.
And I
Well,
heard
well
like
done. That was awesome.
I heard it was hard to get on and off, so they
Because
had
it
to
looked thick.
Yeah, so they had to practice in their uniform like the whole time to make
Oh,
sure
of
that the
course.
jacket transition like happened
Yeah.
seamlessly.
When you have that many Swarovski crystals on your uniform.
I know.
That was
it,
cool.
it still is
make
my
sure it
favorite
doesn't get
uniform of all time now.
Pretty great.
Yeah, no, that was really, really fun.
Another successful New Jersey team, CJA, Team Guns, globed for the first time, which
Oh,
they were
yeah.
so
Huge.
exciting.
Yes.
Stuff.
Which is awesome because their all-girl team, Bombshells, globed for the first time last year, and now they're adding their second globe to the collection.
Yep.
So big props to them.
For sure. That's such an exciting moment for the program too.
Yeah.
You know, to have those back-to-back successful seasons like that, you know, it's huge and their reaction and their coaches and owners' reaction was honestly the best. It was one of my favorites of the whole weekend.
Yeah, and I actually was at CJA last summer when they were learning their choreography. Team Guns was. And
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I got to see them try that inversion where they're holding the scorpions the entire time and they dismount out of it. They were trying it for the first time. And they were like, we don't know if it's going to work. And it ended up being so successful and it was so visual and just really hard. I don't know how they did it.
And difficult.
Very hard to invert in a scorpion. So props
Yeah.
to them.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of uniforms and stuff,
There
all
were
the
so
new uniforms
many
at Worlds.
reveals.
Awesome. I mean, I feel like this A-team shirt kind of counts as a uniform reveal.
That's what we. Well, I was with the coaches when they gave it, and they called it the uniform reveal.
It was
Were the girls
so
excited?
Yes, of course.
and it's such an A-team thing. They're so goofy and really lighthearted. So that
Well,
was really funny, and
Real-
social media loved
Oh,
it.
for sure. It was funny. You'll have to wait to see the finale of A-Team to see how it all played out.
Oh, speaking
Yes.
of that, we should circle
Well,
back to that here in a little bit.
Yes, but I need to talk fashion because
Yes.
left and
Emily's
right,
thing.
new uniforms. You know, first we kind of got some sneak peeks beforehand. TGLC and 005 brought theirs out before, and they were stunning. And
Yep,
then
love those.
Royalty from Spirit of Texas actually premiered those right before they came to Orlando.
You know
They
who's
beautiful.
were some of my favorite of the weekend? Senior Elite.
That was my.
I
my
That's the one
loved
with the
them.
crisscross, right?
Yes,
They had the
crisscross.
X.
They have the SE on the sleeves at the
Yeah.
bottom.
and they like ombre the crystals on
Oh
the
my
X.
Yes,
God.
I was like, we need to get a crystal count. On that top
Phenomenal.
part there because
Phenomenal.
Amazing.
And they
It
brought back
was-
the white uniforms. they
Yes,
haven't
I
had in a few
love
years.
a good white uniform.
Same.
It looks really, really good and sharp on the mat. So yeah, I was obsessed with theirs. But then Ice Lady Lightning also a new
Seeing
uniforms.
them walk out in finals, like truly, I needed sunglasses.
Yeah.
They
were so
it was
shiny.
just blinging everywhere, and it's so cool because they have scalped
Edges at the
At
bottom.
the bottom, yeah, and then
Yes.
in the back too. There's like a big cutout, and it's scalped. It's beautiful, and it's
And
just so
super
different.
unique,
Navy.
yeah.
Is that? I was like, it's such a dark. I wasn't.
Well,
sure.
because if you think about it, it's like the ICE program, right? They
Yeah.
do a lot of like navy and gold, and Lady Lightning last year came out with the all
was really
white,
pretty.
and so yeah, so I feel like
Good contrast.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was nice change up for them.
And actually, I don't know if you guys know this, but Kai from A Team actually surprised the entire team, and she came walking out in their new uniform, and she helped with the reveal.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah, so they have a really good relationship, A Team and Lady Lightning. They're kind of
cool.
sister teams now, so it was
super
cool that
fun.
she got to be a part of it.
I love it.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Um,
Extra small division, right?
Yes.
Their debut
Oh
this
my
year.
gosh.
That was cool. We did a feature on extra small and kind of like the new debut, and talked to some coaches about kind of what it means for the all-star world, since that's such an opportunity for people who don't maybe have enough people to fill a small team, or
Right.
it just opens up a lot of doors, right?
Yep.
And some of the coaches we were talking to, a couple of them, I had one that cried because she was so excited for her team to come to Worlds and compete in that division. So that was a really neat thing to see. And Miss Silver,
they had a
all-girl.
phenomenal
I know
season.
they did, right? Like I think everybody saw
called
that
it.
coming.
Yes.
Well, you know what? Nobody
happy to
called.
see.
I think UCF Firestorm. That was
Co-ed.
so cool. Yeah, you know they won co-ed, and I love that. Right? Like I always love. That's the like how Worlds
names.
really gives teams the opportunity. It's like a level playing field. Like you just never know what's going to happen. So that was really fun. But I think we have a little clip of Miss Silver, right? Like a little winner
do.
interview thing.
Let's see if I can find her. They have cute unis too, speaking of.
Our world champion is Cheerleading.
14 years, working hard to build a world team. We've been in the top 10 before, but we have never globed, and this division has just really made a difference for us personally. We run about 125 to 150 children, and 14 kids or less was just perfect for us, and we're just grateful to be here. And finally, 14 years of hard work has paid off, and we have won Worlds.
Chills. Absolute chills watching that.
Yeah, they're such a good program too. I got to visit them last year and get to know a little bit about their background and where they came from. And it is such a small program to see them end up on top at Worlds of all places, and couldn't be happier for a program. It really is awesome.
I know.
That's the great thing about that new division. It really does give opportunity to these smaller teams.
And the one thing that I love too is like, and somebody's mentioned this before, but there's really nowhere to hide on that mat. Like all of when it's an extra small team, like you have to be extremely creative in the way you choreograph.
Yeah, very
and put that-
strategic.
Yes. So it's really kind of fun to see how those have come together, and they're super entertaining. Like, so
Perfect addition.
yes, I love it so much, and it's just cool to see the sport continue to grow in like new and good ways for everybody.
And not to completely backtrack, but I need to call out one more uniform, because I know that if we get off air and we didn't talk about it, we're all going to be disappointed.
Peach.
The throwback.
Yes, I knew it. I knew the second you said that. Yeah.
So they were like behind. I was in the waiting area at the baseball
Yeah.
field, and their coach Scott was like, "Come here, do you want to see the surprise?" And I was like,
what is
"What?" Oh my God, I remember those.
I know.
So,
I loved
iconic.
it.
what a good idea!
Yeah,
Like,
I agree.
to bring back that bold statement uniform that everyone knows to
Yep.
race for, and
I know it
with
has
this
the
on the back. I
stingray
love
on the
it.
back. Yes, I completely agree. It was really fun, and I feel like it's a cool thing too, to like a mindset to give your athletes. It's like you're a part of this history and this program and this tradition. Like this is in your DNA. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's a good point. And it was funny because I was looking at the uniforms with him, and I was like, how far they've come to. Like,
Yeah.
there's
So
no
funny.
there's no rhinestones, there's no
Yeah.
crystals,
I
there's
know.
no glitter. It's just solid.
Yeah.
Did they have the polka dot bow too?
Yes.
I can't remember if they
Yes.
did.
Yes,
That
they
was
had the
my
polka
favorite
dot
thing.
blow.
Like,
It was such
oh,
an
so
athletic
cute.
look too. I wouldn't mind if more teams did that and kind of went back old school a little bit, because it just looks so athletic.
Well, speaking of that, Panthers, they French braided their hair, and I loved that. I thought that was super athletic. And it was funny because at the summit, I noticed there are so many teams with the French braids now. and so I just thought that was,
Oh, they definitely started that.
I thought that was really cool to see kind of how that's like rippled across, All-Star.
They
But
started
Stages.
something.
I love it.
That's sweet.
Continue on with the French braids.
So there were a few programs that really just blew it out
Oh
of the
my
water
God,
at Worlds. Some of the top ones. Flyers All-Stars from Canada, which is so exciting for them. they brought 4 globes back.
Yep. So gold, Karma, silver, knockout, bronze, lightning, and notorious. So it's really cool to see how Canada has continued to kind of grow and get better and better and better. And
They're so up to par with the trends, too.
For sure.
They really want to keep up with the U.S. teams, which is amazing. And there are so many of them at NCAA this past year, too, is one thing I noticed.
Yeah.
A lot in the international preview that Friday at NCAA, it was majority were Canadian teams.
And, you know, another really fun thing is Notorious. They got bronze, but their reaction to getting bronze was, again, between them and CJA Team Guns, honestly, one of my favorites of the weekend.
Yeah.
Like truly it made you emotional. Like
and
watching
the fans, too. There are actually times where crowd control was like, you guys have to stop.
Well, and
It's
that's
a tough division.
Well, and the expectation of gold sometimes, you see people disappointed,
Yeah.
or if they get second, third, whatever, which is crazy because
Right.
World's the competition. If you globe it all, like, that's a big deal.
It's a
agree.
huge deal.
You know, I had a friend, a coach friend say once you're on top, it's really hard to not be anywhere else. And it's so refreshing seeing those teams that get bronze and how happy and excited they are. So,
because that's incredible.
something to be grateful for.
For sure.
And then Megan's friends over it.
Top Gun. Yeah, they also had a great showing this weekend. Lady Jags took home the gold in medium all girl. 005 took home gold as well. And then silver 6'6" and TGLC. Of course, you know, I love TGLC with every fiber of my being. And I was a little sad to see them take silver, you know, because it's like I'm a huge fan of them and I've loved them all season. But I will say, seeing them hit 0 and hit such a good routine, you truly could not ask for anything more than that. That was a beautiful 0. And you know, I was just really proud of them.
They win the Megan Motley World Championships.
Yeah, they
every
do.
Year.
They do. Megan Motley World Champion from the beginning of time.
Yeah, I was just Lindsay and I happened to walk backstage right after they performed in finals, and one of my favorite moments of Worlds Weekend was seeing them celebrating.
Oh my gosh!
Just
yeah,
so
we have a
excited to
video.
hit. I saw that.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Like everybody was just so relieved and excited that
It's just
hit their
You know, and they
routine.
struggled. They had a really bad injury
Right.
on the first performance, and they come out like that. I mean, that's a win within itself, and they have so much to be proud of.
Right.
And, you know, that whole division, honestly, was so fun to watch because everybody, you know, there was a lot of really clean, good zeros in that whole category.
Steel, last year's world
Yes.
champions, looked amazing.
Yep.
Callie Coed looked really good.
And Cheetahs had the highest basket I've probably ever seen on Worlds. At Worlds. I'm not joking. I literally watched it and I was like, God, that was really high. And so I went back and started and was like watching other routines and then
it's crazy.
Yeah, you almost didn't realize how high it was until you were watching the other routines.
Yeah.
But
Because you can see on the backdrop like how high they are and kind of see where other baskets are. It's pretty wild.
So you know, well-earned win for the Cheetahs for sure.
Yeah. And something I was really thinking about the other day is when we went to see them in October, we just felt like they were so prepared, and they said they had never been so prepared the entire program.
Yep.
So I think it showed because Cheer Athletics came out on top with the most globes. They had 5 globes that they brought back to Texas.
Yeah.
Panthers, Cheetahs, and Claw 6 all won the gold, and Swoosh Cats and Wildcats got silver. So that's a huge accomplishment. They really knocked it out of the park.
For sure. And honestly, with Panthers, I had been saying all along when I saw them back in October, I was like, they are world championship. Like, this is it. And then when I saw them at NCAA, to me, that was like, okay, they just sealed it. In my mind, I was like, they're it. This is their year.
Well, I want to hear more about them, so I think it's time to get to our guest caller.
Let's do it.
Who is it? Are you going to reveal who it is?
I think
You're
it's
looking
time
at me.
to.
I'm like,
I
I'm not
know.
going to tell. It's you.
I know.
Who is it?
Actually, really quickly, while I'm finding his number, we also have to talk about, did we talk about Cali All-Stars and how many
Did you reveal
golds
it?
they got? Oh, here's the reveal.
I see that somebody popped it up on the screen. It's showing. Now you know we're calling John.
So John is the coach of Panthers, and he actually cheered at Cheer Athletics.
Yeah.
He was on Cheetahs and Wildcats. And now he coaches Swoosh Cats and the world champions, Panthers.
Yes.
Are we going to go ahead and call him?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
We'll circle back to Cali afterwards because I do want to give them a shout out because they also had a really great weekend. But that's okay.
Put a pin in it, Megan.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing to do on the podcast. Put a pin in it. Okay.
Oh, man. Well, and didn't you say John was trying to watch live? So
Yeah.
And there's a little bit of a delay, so he
I
might
know
be
he's gonna
surprised
be
when
a
we
little
call.
surprised when we call him, but that's okay. Okay, it's working. It's trying to. It's like.
We've never had service issues. Do we have service issues today?
I mean,
cell service.
It's just like it's not connecting. Today is like there must be like Mercury in retrograde because technical difficulties are a thing. Hang on, I'm gonna do this. Hang on. Pew, pew. Oh, my phone is frozen.
This just keeps getting better.
Oh wait. Oh. Hang on. I wish y'all could see what's happening on my phone because it's like really interesting. Okay. Call is ending. Okay, let's try this.
Oh man! What makes this even more funny is that you still have the A-team nightgown. So,
You know.
oh, I love it.
Oh my gosh, guys! It just keeps saying call failed.
If it doesn't work, we can go do the shout out. We can go back to it.
This is really
Yeah.
Here,
Well, in the
y'all talk
meantime.
about Callie and we got her. And if you hear a phone ringing in the background, don't worry. It's just
Okay,
John.
okay.
So Callie
Don't worry, it's
was
just
another
John.
really successful team. They also brought 5 globes back to California. They had 3 gold from SMOED finally back on top.
Woo!
Black Ops, which we touched on a little bit earlier.
Yep.
And then Reckless, it was really exciting to see them win.
I love it.
Rangers brought home silver, and Lady Bullets put on a really good performance, and they earned the bronze. So it was a really big weekend for Cali All-Stars as well. They were so proud and so excited every time I saw their coaches and some of the teams.
I'm gonna restart my phone, so let's just like
Wait, in the meantime, can I borrow the audio cord?
yeah, there you go. Wheels off.
We're doing what we want now, okay?
Yeah, we're
so
just
we did catch
totally
up with
unfriends.
Eddie, the SMOED coach, and we got a quick interview, which was really wonderful. So
Yes.
we'll play that while we're trying to get our stuff
We
figured
are
out.
here at the World Championships Day 2. SMOED hit Day 2, and we just won Worlds. I cannot believe it. You know, Twisted Shout Diamonds has been a great competitor, great friends of ours all season. We have great sportsmanship with that team, and I knew it was going to be a nail biter, and it was going to be a close call. So going up there on stage, I didn't know which way it was going to go, but I'm glad that either one of our teams ended up first and second, and I'm proud of my kids' performance. They were a great competitor, and I couldn't ask for anything more. Right when they called second place, it still hadn't registered, and the second they said the C in California, I was on the floor. I was in tears. It's been a while, since 2015, since we've had this, and the last 2 years, you know, have been a little bit rocky, but we've built so many homegrown kids that we've grew through our program. We have kids on this Cali SMOED team that we've had for 9 and 10 years, which is huge for our program. Both of our world teams from the Camarillo location won today, Reckless and SMOED. So it's just been a day of just winning and highs and adrenaline, and I couldn't be a prouder coach. I love my kids. SMOED is back, and that's a fact. We put that in the news.
That's so
Yes.
much fun. We
That
love
is
Eddie.
really fun.
SMOED is back.
I know, and everybody was waiting anxiously for SMOED to, you know, and people were telling us, they're like, don't sleep on SMOED.
I know.
was
Well,
like,
it was
girl,
After
nobody-
UTA, they really
Yeah.
just
Wasn't it 2015 that they had won last? I think that's what he said. But he said when he heard the C in California,
That's
like
like
that
that
he
moment,
knew
you
and
know.
that he, oh, like that's amazing.
It's working.
Cell service is back.
I just had to restart my phone.
Oh my god.
Hello.
Hello.
Yay!
Hi, John.
Hey, John.
Hi, guys.
How are you?
I'm good.
Did you enjoy those technical difficulties? John is watching live.
Yeah, John was watching and he was texting us. He was like, "How should I call her?" I was like,
We're like,
Who
don't worry
knows?
about it. We're scrambling
Yeah.
over here, but happy to have you.
Yes. So, for those of you who don't know, John was on Wildcats, Cheetahs, and then back to Wildcats, and now he coaches Panthers and Swoosh Cats. And John, you actually didn't win your first Gold Globe until you were coaching Swoosh Cats last year, right?
Oh, did we lose him?
John?
Oh my gosh.
Hello.
Oh, there.
Oh my gosh.
Can you hear us?
I can hear you now, yes.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I was just saying that you actually didn't win your first win at Worlds until you were coaching last year with Swoosh Cats, right?
Yes, I have been coaching Panthers since 2014, and then I started coaching Swoosh Cats last season as well, and got the first Globe with FloCheer, and then finally got it with Panthers this year.
So how has it been? Is it set in that Panthers brought home the gold?
Oh my gosh, it still feels unreal. I don't know if it hasn't hit me yet or not, but just the amount of work that goes into it just doesn't seem that it's real. I mean, you go at it for 11 months and then all of a sudden it's over. So it's kind of crazy.
Your arms are tired from carrying around the trophy. It's a pretty big one.
And neck, so many
How does it
medals.
feel? Because I feel like the y'all had such a strong October. Like, you came out of the gate at the showcase and honestly blew me away. I was like, I have never seen a team look this good this early. And then to go on, have a really great season, win NCAA, and then break that, elusive curse. Like, describe this season and all the emotions and everything.
Oh my goodness. Just from the beginning, I think the girls were just extremely dedicated. I would say it was more of a younger team than what we've had in the past. So I think just having girls that are humble and eager to learn and, really have their eyes set on this ultimate dream and, willing to trust the process and just trust in the coaches and truly believe in something. It's really easy to say that you believe in something, but until you put, every part of you into it, it doesn't really happen.
Right.
So I think just from the beginning, it was more about just staying focused, and even through very, very difficult times, and even bad routines on the floor, weeks before Worlds, we just had to stay close and trust in each other and believe that we could do it. And so I think it was more about just staying strong and having each other's back all year.
And, you guys finished in second to a really close finish last season. Did that really motivate the team going into this year?
I think at the very beginning it did, especially transitioning into the beginning of the summer workouts. Everyone was getting second sucks, we need to work hard for this.
Yeah.
And then our focus just kind of shifted towards us. And, I don't think any of the girls were thinking about what we placed last year right before we were walking on. We were just thinking about us. And I think I can easily say that was our focus at the beginning, but by the end of it, I don't think that was a factor at all.
I think that you could really see that too. And the way that the girls performed, it really felt like a unit. Like you were watching one heartbeat and one team go out there, and it was seamless. And it honestly gave me chills. It was so cool to kind of watch that chemistry come to life in your routine.
Well, and he's a great coach.
It was life-changing for us all.
But, so we pulled up a picture of your pike jump earlier just to give a hint of who we were going to talk to.
Oh, my God. Were you point jumper?
Just saying. We've got a picture.
I don't think I was.
What was going on?
This toe touch is incredible.
It's so great.
He sent us so many photos, honestly. We should just post them all on Facebook.
As you keep talking, I'll keep pulling some of these up, too. These are great.
So, something I'm dying to, I don't know if you saw earlier when we were talking, but about the pigtails, and Megan said that it's become a trend even at the summit. Did your girls notice that a lot of the younger teams are really picking up on that and trying to be like the Panthers?
Yeah, I think at NCAA, there was a little small part of that. And, the girls saw more Worlds teams with it at Worlds this year. But me individually and some of the other paper coaches and other CA coaches, we were all at the summit. And you could just really see there were so many teams with braids or half braids that we did a couple times. And some people even had hashtag BADS or hashtag BB4L.
I love that. That's sweet.
Well, they're such role models. And so many teams look up to them.
Yeah, it's just crazy and it changes every year. I mean, the division is so competitive, and I remember, with Shooting Stars themes and with Senior League music and everything that makes us what we are, everyone tends to flock towards that no matter what year it is. So it's just cool to have that recognition from everyone else, too.
That's awesome.
For sure.
And I know we talked about how it feels being the winners, but honestly, how does it feel to break the curse? Were they nervous going in because of it?
Did y'all even acknowledge it? Because it's kind of silly.
Obviously, I think the girls acknowledged it, and this sport is already extremely stressful.
Yeah.
Just going out there and hitting the routine on that amount of pressure is, already tense. But to have that added pressure from everyone else on social media or to have something that big to like play with their brains or to play with their minds, like as coaches, we have to think of ways to like help them overcome it. And so I think, you know what I said? I was like, we do have a curse, and I think it's the curse to be the first.
I love it.
Oh, that's great.
That's kind of what we live by, you know, accepting the fact that we might be cursed, but the only reason why we're cursed is because we're going to be the first team to do it and believe in it. So I think it did play a factor, but it was more motivating at the end than it was fearful. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah, especially because you were one of the first teams to even compete at Worlds. So to be the first to break the curse.
I know.
Yeah.
It's so
Icing on
cool.
the cake.
It was like this whole year was like a master history, all of these beautiful things coming together. It was
This is
like
the 15th.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was crazy because, I mean, Panthers were the first all-girl team to ever win the World Championship in 2004, the first year.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I told, you know, that's what we as coaches told them before. We said, you know, Panthers are way bigger than the World Championship. I mean, we've been around since 1994. You know, Worlds came 10 years later. Like, we weren't going to let something have that much power over us. Like, we had to, like, be bigger than Worlds. And
That's
so
awesome.
And then 2012, like, that was in our break, like, reflecting on 2012 because the last team to win Worlds was in 2012, and they also won NCAA, and they also won Grand that year. So that was just, like, replaying that year, but having the curse on top of that was just so cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And we have this picture that we keep pulling up, and it's you doing a really nice split in front of one of your teams.
I know.
Are those the kitty
That
cats?
is
So
kitty
cute.
cats.
Are you
Yeah.
still
Those are
coaching
my
the kitty
sweet
cats?
babies, yes.
Oh.
So,
And they won
Yeah.
again. Didn't they get like a 99 or something at Summit?
Yes, the second day at the Summit, they scored a 99.
That's so
Yeah.
awesome.
So,
Queens.
okay,
I take
clearly
that
you're doing
every
something
year.
right as a coach. What is your biggest tip that you can give another coach going into tryout season?
That's a good one.
If I could give any advice to any coach, I think it would be to make your kids believe in you and believe in the process and like really fall in love with you, because you're supposed to teach them to fall in love with the sport and help them fall in love with the sport. And if they don't love the person that's doing that, then they're not really going to eventually fall in love with the sport. And that's speaking for me. You know, I mean, I cheered at CA. I grew up at CA, and the coaches that I had the pleasure of having, you know, built me to what I am. And so I think I would just say, like, have your kids really believe in it and trust you and love you, and then they will meet any expectation that you set, and they will literally just believe every word that comes out of your mouth. And so
That's so cute.
That's great advice.
I love that.
And I love hearing
Yeah.
that from you because I know a lot of the coaches from CA, and I feel like all of them have that same kind of
For
mentality.
sure. Yep.
And it's something that I can see in younger generations of coaches coming. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's why y'all are awesome.
That's what you have to remember too. It's like it's the love of the sport and the passion and everything else. It's like that's why you keep doing it. You know, like achieving a new skill is really exciting and stuff, but like it's big. It's so much bigger than that.
It definitely trends.
And that's even better too because you coach lower level teams and then the world's teams. So that really speaks for itself
Very
of what
cool.
your main goal is.
Yeah.
Oh, I love my babies.
Yeah.
Love it.
Well, thank you, John. We are so happy to have you on. And congratulations again.
no.
I'm sure you have a lot of celebrating to
Well,
continue
thank you.
doing.
I know. We can't wait to see you soon. We'll have to make a trip out to Dallas.
Woo!
Yes, for sure. We'll see you at Blue Debut, I'm sure.
Yes.
Yes.
Of
Awesome.
course. My favorite time
We'll
of
be
year.
there.
Thanks, John.
Bye.
Talk to you later.
Bye, guys. Have a good one.
So glad he was bearing with us through
I
our
know.
technical issues.
It was, you know what? But
That's fun.
for as amazing as Worlds was, I'm just riding a high and nothing can bring me down. So, you know what? I'll take a couple technical difficulties and whatnot.
Same. I'd say the same thing if I was wearing that right
You
now.
know, I know. Well, this is really
Nothing
kind
can
of the
keep
best
you
thing
down
that
there.
I own. But you know, that was one thing about Worlds this year. I'm just
You never know.
so many teams put some really good routines and like some good zeros out. And that's what I want to see at Worlds to me. It's like all the placements and scoring and trophies and all that stuff. Cool, right? Of course we love that. But like to me, I want kids to go out there and like do their best and like live that zero and to like know that you left it all out on the floor. You did your very best and kind of hit with your team. Like that is the best feeling. And to see multiple
Yeah.
teams do that, we saw some really good cheerleading.
True that. And you know what? I'm not the trophy case person to give things away normally, but Megan we didn't talk about the bracket stuff, did we?
No.
Did we
No.
touch on that?
We
So we
didn't.
added up who actually won the bracket challenge, like who got the most right, and Megan was actually the winner. So
I am the
so
world's prediction
you get
winner.
to keep your trophy in your
Yep.
trophy case over there.
I do. I get.
Did you get 13?
Yeah, so
points?
the way that we broke it down was like for every gold you guessed right, you get 3
3.
points, silver 2, bronze 1.
Yes.
And
That's
I
That's the
got
reason why I'm quiet.
What did Emily ended up with 8?
I didn't
no,
even
she got
count.
9.
Oh,
she got
9
9 points.
But
You
small
got 12,
seniors.
and I got 13.
So you barely beat.
I know, large co-ed. She got all
We were
of
watching
them right.
when
And-
Large Code was about, the awards were about to happen. We'd counted up, and I was not winning at that point. And then
But
I got all
I know.
of Large Code right, and I was like, yes!
Yeah, she came really close. I was breezing by all the way up until large co-ed, and then as it was happening, I was like, oh my gosh! I was like trying to do quick math to see if Jessica could beat me.
Yeah,
but
and you're like only in the perfect
Yeah.
situation here, and I was like, oh, here we go.
So,
But
you
you're
got,
taking it
You got
home.
very close, but yep, I'm really proud because I really thought I was gonna be third place.
That was fun.
Yeah, it was very fun.
Good stuff. And
I didn't even bother counting. I saw it coming out. I was like,
but you know what? We all won because that was a good time.
Yeah.
Worlds was great. The sportsmanship, competition, like it was an awesome experience. And we're going to break it down for you more in a couple of shows coming up. But that's all we've got time for now. So until then,
Yep, we'll see you next week.
that's all.